Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Kyra and I am here today to do the tag That 9 card spread. I love this tag. I love sharing personal readings. I am so here for it. I watched Don Michelle's version of this. I'll link that in the description box, and Jessica Starr's. Those are the two I've seen thus far, and I really wanted to hop on and do this. And I decided to use my beloved, why is this upside down? I decided to use my beloved Starseeker Tarot because this is, I feel completely confident reading with this deck. And I'm very excited because this is something that once I've done the spread, I can come back and I can watch this and journal for it and do my own reflection, because I really like to journal all my readings, and this one will be no different. FYI, for those who have seen me with the Starseeker Tarot, this is rose petals, so it's going to be kind of weird, and I tend to use jumpers, but I don't think that's going to work for this video. I want the dramatics of having cards face down, so it'll be interesting. But this cardstock, even though it's rose petal and it's sticky, it does wear in very, very nicely. It's getting all like soft and it's really nice. Anyway, I just start shuffling because I like shuffling. So let's do this. Okay, so I'm just going to take a minute and shuffle into this card. Apparently this is a really good check-in spread, and that makes sense based on the positions we've seen so far. In case you're watching me shuffle and you're like, oh, you're having the same card at the bottom, I do overhand as well, so that way it gets all well mixed up. So I'm going to shuffle this. And 9 is actually a significant number for me too, so I'm going to go ahead and take a minute here and just shuffle this. I don't like to cut the deck. What I like to do is if I don't do jumpers, I like to hand over hand shuffle until it feels right. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that now. So the first 3 are past, present, and future. Then we have earth, air, fire, water. Okay, so I zoomed out, and then we have what's helping above. I'm gonna stick it upwards. I'll make sure you can see it, don't worry. And what's not helping you is below. I'm gonna put what's helping me over here because it fits this way, and what's not helping me over here. And just, you know, we make do with the space we have. All right, I'm nervous. Normally I do jumpers so I can see what's coming for me all the time. This is unusual. Okay, the past. The Hierophant. Okay, so that's a really strong start. Let me move you closer for now. I'll zoom back out when we need to. The Hierophant for me is an extremely strong message because this is the past, and I have this difficulty, this challenge where I am constantly, excuse me as I just fiddle the camera as I talk, I am constantly looking for the right answers from spirit. I keep I keep giving away my power and my control over my own life in the name of being divinely guided. And this has actually been extremely unhealthy for me. And what I'm thinking here is that the Hierophant is like a spiritual guide card, right? It's a teacher. Love this. This is one of my favorite Hierophants, by the way. But the idea is that there's this one person, this teacher, holds the keys, holds the answers to life's universe questions, to the meanings of spirituality, all of these bigger than the self questions. And I will constantly sit there and I will be like, am I supposed to do this? Am I supposed to do that? Is this meant for me? Is that meant for me? And I completely forget. So this is very, 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 very shadowed for me. This is not a happy Hierophant in this instance. This is a shadowed Hierophant. I cover myself with these ideas that something outside myself is supposed to provide me my answers, that I've never truly learned how to look within myself for the answers. And this is things I'm fed by society. This is spiritual teachings. This is, it just seems to represent to me in my head with this extremely strong message, which I've been dealing with, so it tracks, that I need to stop looking outside of myself for my answers. And in the past, that's all I've done. I've looked to the people and the things that know more than I do and are therefore qualified to give me my answers. And I've been very much getting rid of my free will, getting rid of my choice. So much so that I've talked to my wife and I'll be like, I don't know what is meant for me, what I'm supposed to do with my life. And she's like, you're supposed to do what the hell you want with your life, right? I feel like that's the kind of thing that this is really talking to me about. All right, well, we started off strong. What about present? The Six of Wands. Yeah, it tracks. I've been feeling a lot more of success. I've been feeling a lot more like recognition of my worth and of my value. Not just recognition coming from, again, outside of myself with that Hierophant, but recognition coming from within myself. I am in a place now where I'm not devaluing myself as much anymore. And that's really what the past was. I was devaluing my own opinions, my own thoughts, my own beliefs. It's a very self-dismissive feeling here. And it sucks. I don't recommend it, by the way. Whew. And now I've moved into a space where I'm recognizing my own worth and my own value and celebrating myself. And that allows me to see from others that same thing, and that allows myself to shine through to be celebrated. And that feels very accurate. And then the future. Whoa. Woo. The Two of... Oh. This card is stalking the shit out of me right now. I just had a epiphany about... Oh, god damn it. I just realized I spelled T on my journal. Hold on. Okay. So I grabbed my journal. I just had a whole thing. I went live with my members randomly, and I did the Circle of Self-Care spread, which is in the new extended Gentle Tarot guidebook. There's a video of me getting that in the cards. And I pulled the Two of Thunder, which is the Two of Swords, which has been stalking me. And the message I got there was, you are in a fragile state where you are growing and starting to transform. You need to keep your space sacred and yours so you can continue to grow. Do not permit outer influences entry. And And I feel like that's very much here what's going on, and it relates to what I've been talking about. In the past, I've come from this place where I've been so influenced by those outer sources that, and this is a journey that I've been working on since literally this time last year, when I first got that feeling like I needed to go into my little hermit hole and peel off all of the outer influences, because I lost myself in them, and I lost my ability to discern and choose my own life in them. And now I've grown and I've changed, and I've come to a place where I'm not there anymore. I'm better able to recognize my own worth from within myself and from others as well, how they find value in my work. And so it feels like it's leading me, this feels very connected in that it's leading me to that space of, like in this, on the one hand, you could look at this card and say that she's blindfolded, so she can't see to make her decision. And this is one of my absolute favorite Two of Swords, because normally the Two of Swords has the arms crossed, and which means her chest is crossed. Here, her chest is open. And I always interpret this specific Two of Swords as, it's not that she's ignoring the outside world, it's that she's focusing on her inner voice to make her decisions from within herself. So I guess I'm moving towards that place where I'll be better able to do that, hopefully. And then Earth. Earth is the realm of the physicality, the material world, the physical body, and I have the womb. Okay. This is the extra card in this deck, and it's very much what you'd expect when you see a womb card. It's physically, this is a bit weird for me. Physically, I guess I'm in the waiting space. This could be talking about the fact that, like this, in the guidebook of this, it talks about like, now's not the right time. We're waiting until it's the right time to burst forth. And I feel like I do that with myself physically. I stop myself from physically showing up in the world the way I might want to, because it's not the right time, because it feels vulnerable and scary. So I actually feel like this is also shadowed, and this is like talking about my stopping myself, my holding myself back from physically showing up in the world the way I want to, because of the fear of that outer influence. Air. This is communication and thought. Jesus. Y'all saw me just put the cards out, right? Oh. Temperance. Love this. This feels great. I'm just laughing at it. It's like there's a lot of big shifts going on in my life lately. And this is actually my card for November, I believe. Yeah. This is my card of the month upcoming for November. So it'll be interesting. I wonder if that means that something significant about my thoughts will happen in November. I feel like this is telling me mentally, I feel like this is speaking about that I've been working very hard at reframing how I think about things and how I speak. And this one is very simply, that's where I'm at. I've been in that place for a while, but I've been more and more, it's been growing. And I feel like this is like, I'm solidly in that place where not only am I doing the work where I am reframing how I think and how I speak about things and how I communicate. The communication's a big one. I really need to be in this place as well, especially with the communication. That's a big thing I'm working on right now. Since the Virgo new moon, the communication's been a huge, well, even extra. And I feel like this is talking about that needing to alchemize, actually. Again, with the book, I'm sorry, but messages are messages, right? Release. This is all me exploring the shadows of my difficulty with communication. And I wrote, release the anger to be transformed and alchemized. And I very much think of temperance as like an alchemy card. And that's exactly it. It's transforming how I think and how I speak. So that's air. What about fire? Really? Okay. Fire is the realm of passion, and it is it's a different feeling intuition. To me, it feels more like psychicness than like intuition. The Queen of Swords. Queens are water, swords are air. This one's a bit weird. Nothing's initially coming to my head. I am going to look at my guidebook because, y'all, it is hard to read for yourself, and I want to look at my guidebook. The Queen of Swords stands poised and proud, looking directly into your eyes. She leads with honesty and compassionate realism. Her experience in life has instilled both discipline and love in her heart, and she acts from this unique place of balance. The Queen of Swords invites you to marry logic with compassion. Okay, that's interesting because compassion and passion is a very fiery place. You are encouraged through this card to communicate and act from a place of honesty. Be direct with anything you need to express, putting emotions to the side and opting for the simple truth, even if the truth requires you to set some uncomfortable boundaries. Maintain empathy, but don't let it keep you from expressing yourself. She also invites you to take the challenges of life and turn them into something positive. Instead of letting the hard things harden you, let them inspire you. Inspire is a really good wands word or fire word. Inspire you to stand up for what you believe in. Live a life of your choosing, a life of heart and integrity. The Queen of Swords may embody a part of you or another person in your life. Keywords: compassionate logic, honesty, direct communication. And this is for fire. Earth, air, fire, water. I feel like this Queen of Swords here for fire is it's oh God, what was it? What was the words? It fell from my head. This one's I'm struggling with this one for myself. It's weird. Swords, where are you? Instead of letting the hard things harden you and let them inspire you to stand up for what you believe in. I think that gets to the key. I get very passionate in how I speak, in case you haven't noticed here on my channel. And I think this is talking about speaking. I feel like this is about learning to speak from that passionate place instead of from the reactive place. When it comes to things that I'm inspired by and passionate by, I can speak very confrontingly. And so I think this is about like I can make my damn point. I can stand up for myself with passion and logic and justice all at once without being inflaming or too confronting, and maybe better express my passions, if that makes any kind of sense. Then water is the cups, which is intuition and emotions. And we have the Knight of Swords. What the ugh. Why are there so many swords? I don't like them. I blame Gemini. I blame Mars and Gemini for this. Probably because it's my Mars return and Mars is in Gemini. I blame it. The Knight of Swords, fire and air. I actually like this a lot better than this. This is very much, this to me screams the fact that I really need to stand up and take action behind my emotions. Like I'm feeling very defensive about my emotions and my intuition. I'm feeling incredibly defensive. And I feel like this is saying it's stemming from this place that I need to feel that that my emotions and my intuition are protected. And I need something strong and active and fiery, and and bold to protect it. I know this is a swords card, but the knights are fire, and the combination of air and fire, it is bold. It is something that will stand up and help me uphold those boundaries I need to protect my emotional wellness, if that makes sense. And then I believe I have what's helping me. How is this helpful? This does not look helpful. What's helping me is that I have the tools there. They're at my disposal. Even when I don't feel like it, I have the tools, which is actually a really nice message. And where I'm getting that is the Five of Wands here. It looks like she's blocked and she's fighting against it. The trouble that she's having is that she doesn't recognize that, hello, these are wands that are blocking her. She could literally just like activate magic and she'd be fine. So this just seems very clear. What helps me and what's helping me is I have all the tools. I have all the tools I need and the know-how to get myself through this. Because there's a lot of big struggles going on. And then what was it, blocking me? Okay. And what's not helping? The Six of Cups. This feels very much like attachment. In this position, it feels like codependency. It feels like fear. Fear of rejection, fear of loss, fear of this feels like my big fear, because in this card, it's two people happily frolicking. Like if you look in the guidebook, boo, boo, boo. Sometimes the guidebook has the perfect words of what I'm looking for. A scene from the past is observed in a dream state. The dreamer watches her most revered memories unfold. In the fantasy realm, the romance of the past is amplified and only positive moments are projected. This is a very happy nostalgia card. And the shadow side of this card is getting stuck there. Also, I feel like, again, devaluing the emotional hurts, because when you're only seeing that happy stuff, you're missing all the pain. Childhood idealization. Once you're able to let go of the past, everything in your life will begin to flow forward in alignment. In the past, and I was already thinking about this fear thing. My big fear is that it's hard. The absolute raw, completely vulnerable way I can share it is that my huge fear is that when I am my true self, I'm going to be alone. My biggest fear is that the true self that I am is destined to just be alone. Not have my wife or my son or my friends. That nobody in this world would want to be around me. I fear that to be my true self is to be alone completely. And I don't mean just like being alone. I mean that complete isolation. And I really like my people. And I feel like this card, the thing that's not helping me is that fear. And that fear very much stems from my past. And the card talked about like getting stuck in the past. And that makes a lot of sense because I developed that fear because as a kid, I was not allowed to be myself. Myself was treated as if it was unlovable. Like I'm unlovable when I'm me. That's the fear, that my most true me is unlovable. And I love people. I love my people and I don't want to lose them. So, and that's not helping. And that's my fear stemming from my past, which I have trouble letting go of, which relates to my issues with communication, which I mentioned. It all stems from this. This is really the center. This is the big message here, that all of this is going on because I'm having trouble letting go of my past. And because I'm having trouble helping myself to realize that I no longer live in that past. I live in a different place now where I am safe. I did not grow up safe. I had a really bad childhood. So I guess that's my big message. Gotta let go of the past. Move forward. Know that I'm not in that place I was in. So that way all of the resultant bullshit I have from this can fade away. So that way I can move into the place where I can make decisions from my core self. So I can live as my core self. So I can figure out who the hell that is. And I guess that's my 9-card spread. And I'm going to wrap this up quickly because I am feeling vulnerable and I don't like it. And I have to go pick up my kid from school. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. And yeah, please give a thumbs up. It would be nice. And comment if you watched this and hit the subscribe, bell notification. I do have channel membership. You can check that out. All the info you need for me is in the description box, including how to hire me as your professional tarot reader / astrologer. So yeah, all of that's there. I'm going to go now. It's a wonderful reading. So thank you to the people who did the tag and who created this. It's a very great way to check in. But now I got to go. So I'll see you again very soon. Lots of love. Bye.